Hey guys! So, in the new house, Happy New Year! I uploaded last week, I don't remember. Well, I upload every week, so yeah, probably. But Happy New Year! So, as some of you might know, we have moved. So this is my studio. Not finished, in case you were wondering. Please don't be wondering, because that makes you think I live like this, and I don't. So, well, I'm good at being messy. Or untidy, should I rather say, not messy. Untidy, and then I forget to tidy up, though I need to live in organisation, so yeah, it's minefield. Yeah. So I'm getting settled in. So. That is going to be a I was going to say full-size studio, that's not what I mean. A human-sized recording booth. So I'm going to have kind of like a shower curtain unit thing here. So I can record in there, but soften it so it sounds good. Because we like good music, that sounds good. And then my MIDI piano. Whoop, whoop. My Elliot's Company stuff. Yeah, that's missing a box. So a lot. And yeah, that's like 3 layers of boxes things. And then my instruments. A beautiful chest of drawers from England. So it's that one. So that's not a chest of drawers. But yeah, so we're getting somewhat settled in. And I mean, it's the 13th today, so it's only been just under 2 weeks, including work. I came home, Monday the 1st in the late evening, and I was so smart as to, when we emptied the car, I lifted my hand to carry something very heavy. So I lifted it and twisted or something, lifting something I thought was lighter, and it went and I went, okay, ow, that hurt, whatever, and then I moved on. Then Tuesday I went to work, nothing. But then Wednesday, when I started doing things at home, yeah. And it wasn't my wrist that hurt. I got like a bump thing here in the middle. So, yeah. So that had to rest for a week. And yeah. So it's getting better. I can still feel it's a weak at points, but it's like 70-80% there. But, so after that happened, or while I was carrying things in, otherwise it was the day after going shopping or something, we had a trailer for moving things and that. I walked into the trailer's wheel, or let me be more precise, my left leg side, I mean, not side, my left leg side, there we go. I scraped it and that hurt. So 2 days after, when I walked to work, yeah, I felt like I had to walk gently and like slow down and be like, yeah, okay, I gotta take it easy today, kind of a thing. But since taking it easy in that, then since the day after that day at work, been fine. Yeah. So, here. I have a lot of light, so like there, up. I am tired. I am exhausted. Well, okay, I am exhausted. I'm not tired. Like, if I went to bed now, I wouldn't fall asleep. However, I would just lay and be like, it's so nice to lay down. But I kind of want to get everything done by the end of January. And my priority is also to get everything done before it starts heating up outside, so that I am ready to do the garden work in whenever time that is. And so if I end up finishing all this start of February and we only get heat in March, hey, a month where I can relax and do other stuff and whatever. So that's great. Right now we have, it's swinging between like 1 and 3 degrees Celsius. But the weather has decided that it's going to be a teenager. So here in a few days, we're going to shoot down to -5 or 8 or something again. We're basically going like this. Like -10, -8, +2, +5, -5, -7, -2. And it's like, can you decide weather? Is it really that hard? Just wondering. No. And on top of all this, there's health issues. I'm doing much better, and compared to my concussion, I am almost fully healed, and we hope that I can what do you call it? What do you call it? What do you call it? In Danish, you call it raskmel, which literally means be healthy, apply, or something. Basically, because I'm in the commune right now, I'm in one of the last parts in the commune of being on sick leave before you step out into the real world again and get a job and so on, if you're like me and you get healthy enough to do that. And at any point I want, technically, I can write into the commune and say, hey, I'm done with this, and I want to stop this. I'm no longer sick. However, I got an internship and it's going well, and I don't want to destroy anything for myself. So I want to see how many hours I can get up on. I'm right now on 24 hours a week. I want to see if I can get up on like 30, 33-ish, 37, depending on how much the commune can be bothered to deal with me. And when we get as far as we have decided, me and my caseworker, that that I am ready to not be in the commune anymore in that sense, then I will then apply for I will register myself as healthy. Let's put it that way. I'll health register myself. Health. It sounds like hell. I'll health register. I don't want to do that. I will register myself as healthy, because then I will not be in the 6th section of the commune, and then I'll go on Kontanthjælp. Basically, money the commune will give me until I get a job. However, you may really pray for me, because I want to ask my boss at the internship. Now I've worked there for 2 years, about to say 2 hours, 2 years, if I can, get hired. However, I'm very nervous, and it's not because he's a bad boss, to make that clear. It's because of a lot of anxiety and PTSD that I'm dealing with. So I'm kind of having to warm myself up to the thought, and by doing that, I'm like asking around like the different people at work, like, well, what do you think, and so on, and everyone else, and it's just overwhelming, because like they say, fear is irrational. I mean, there is only 3 ways it will go. It's either, yeah, he will want to hire me to what I want to be paid. He will want to hire me, but not to what I want to be paid, and I'll still say yes, because frankly, I need a job until, if anything, I find a better one, if depending on if the finance is good enough. Or he'll say no, and I have to find another job. So the other solution is that I might go on business education, which will be a online one. So technically, if I had the energy for it, I could like work at Rema part-time and then do the education. However, they say in the education that it is something where you have to read as if you're on full-time, 37 hours a week. So it might be that's too much for me, but we'll see. And that education gives SU, which is a Danish system where basically they pay for you to go on education. And yes, it sounds good, but remember, anything that sounds really good, there's always something bad, and there's a lot bad with it. Like, you can just barely live on it. It's what do you call it? I don't even know if I'll get as much as I get now or anything like that. I don't know if I'll get more, whatever. But yeah, it's really whoop. And that's the whole thing with the government, with issue with continued and all that. I don't know. Right now we're in a nice stable point, and now we just moved. We have saved more money. Of course, we still have some financial things going on with the old house, and I really hope that there's not going to be any bad news. But back to our health, I'm doing better. Like I said, I just feel exhausted from the move and everything. However, Michael's not doing well. His depression is still hitting him hard, and different things are going on very heavily. Also in his family, there's some heaviness with some of his family has been hit with cancer. It's something that's been going on for a while, but it's still very hard for him. I mean, you would think that people have it easy when they don't have a close relationship with family or friends when it comes to health. But in fact, it's not really a comparison you can do, or you should do really. Because yeah, if someone that I was really close to, had a really good relationship, got cancer, compared to if someone who had a very difficult relationship or didn't have a relationship got cancer, but you cared still for them, it's still hard, because the hard part is the emotions and the thoughts going on with what can we do, can it remove, and all this. Also with all the health things that you have to go through being a sick person. I mean, so there's a lot of difficulty there, and I'm learning more, and I've given myself a quest that what do you call it, Michael suffers from something called barndomstrauma, or rather childhood trauma, basically what it is, within the thing called omsorgssvigt, or compassionateness, whatever you call it. Basically, some of the fundamental things that we should have as children to be well developed and to understand things, caring and so on, and proper love and no fear in that. He didn't have that. And if he did, of any of the points, he didn't have it much. So that did, of course, that his mind is very different now as an adult. Both is very different, but he's also young in some areas and so on. So it can be very difficult and challenging. Also, not just for him, challenging to talk, or even just to try and put words onto how he feels, but vice versa with us understanding where it comes from with that. But so I'm looking more and more into not his past. Well, I am asking him about his past, but just into the general, actually, on the Danish health system's children's health system something. They have a whole lot of pages about this. So I am reading about both barndomstrauma and omsorgssvigt, and basically just trying to learn more, so I either can understand him more, which I hope I can, learn what to do to help him move further and forward, and also to help explain it to family and friends, since there's a lot of people who are very judgmental, and people don't say much to your face now, but we can feel the attitudes and so on. And it's not just the attitude that's bad and the judgmental, but it's also, as we usually call it as a joke, but serious at the same time, the arrogant and the ignorance. A lot of people are so arrogant in their ignorance. Like Michael has sleeplessness, which means that he can't just go to bed and have a routine like us others. That's not how his brain works. And you're thinking, oh, well, it's probably because he's eating or screens or whatever it is. No, most likely it is due to his trauma. Like people with PTSD, they have something from a past thing that happened, but that past thing that happened gave them so their body reacts in an anxious way that they can't control, and that leads to other things like OCD or like anxiety and so on. So suddenly they have PTSD, anxiety, and OCD, or what do you call it? Those different things now. So I want to, as his wife, learn more about what's going on in that head that he can't explain, so that I can understand him more, explain it to others, and then probably write a research paper on it or something like that. Yeah. Hey.
Hey.
I'm doing YouTube.
Sound like it was something about me.
Yes, everything about you. Just talking about how our health is going and that your depression is
taking a turn for the worse.
is like a horse. It's and about that I was looking into the barndomstrauma and omsorgssvikt stuff, and then just that thing with how people, the irony is that they're very arrogant in the ignorance.
Yeah, I meet those a lot.
What?
Yeah, I meet those a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of people, like, also when I myself say, well, I feel so old. Well, first thing people are like, oh, come on, what are you, 23, 25 and that, and I get so pissed off because I'm like, you see physically one thing, but what this body and this brain has gone through, it's like 20 extra years at least. So I have trauma in my body. I mean, like I said earlier, I have PTSD, but I also have other things in my body from what has happened. My brain literally did a reset. Literally did a reset in that. What?
Yeah, not far off.
But you're distracting me. You make me forget what I want to say.
Sorry.
What's up, honey?
No, she just said something about me wanting to hear what it was about.
I think neighbor dog is out. Yep, neighbor dog is out. We have a neighbor with a bitch. A literal bitch. A female dog, in case you're wondering. A bitch. She's small. She barks at Max, and Max doesn't know what to do. So either he will look at her and wonder, or he will woof at her and then go over to us like, Mum and Daddy, what do I do? He's not very good socially. He's a lot like us in that part. But yeah, so it's really difficult for us. And one of the things with the arrogance in the ignorance is remember that people always have a past. Yes, you might see a 7-year-old child walking around smiling, or you might see a 30-year-old going around with a head hanging, thinking, oh, come on, cheer up, or something. But remember that these people might suffer from things. I mean, just naming PTSD and anxiety and depression, but there's also other things. You can literally have voices in your head telling you, well, if you smile one day, then people will die. There are people with voices in their head where those things happen. So instead of thinking, oh, well, you look so young, you're okay, you're fresh, or something like that, I'm like, oh, why do you feel like that? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, or something like that. Oh, could I make it you feel better in any way, or something? Have compassion instead of judgment. And people often actually judge without realizing it. I do it myself too. But like, I've experienced where people talk to me and they don't mean to judge. I'm like, you sound really judgmental. Please stop it. And I'm like, really? I didn't mean to judge you. I'm like, yes, please stop it. I'm sorry. Thank you. But yeah, please have compassion and remember everyone has a past instead of that with being arrogant and you're ignorant. Basically, you think you know everything when actually you don't know much of that subject. And let's be honest, even though we humans research a whole lot, there's always more to learn. Like sleeplessness, I mean, I think we're up on what, between 20 and 50 people that said the almost exact same thing to Michael of what he should do. However, he tried that the last 20 years. And they're like, oh, well, if you just do it this way, done. This way, done. And they just keep on trying, like, literally every normal thing I've done does not work. That's why I'm at a sleep clinic. And it's like the fact that he cannot sleep properly, he does not function properly because sleep heals your body, because that's when your body mainly works. And he's at a special sleep clinic that takes his little 10 months to, 20 minutes, that's long. 10 months waiting time, and that. It's kind of annoying hearing people, oh, well, it's just sleepiness, you probably just can do that. Interesting and annoying fact. Sleeplessness, the literal form, you cannot sleep at night every single night. You can actually not get very many doctors in Denmark to help you because it's not a very big research thing. It's actually very new. And I actually thought it was very well known. So, but yeah. Whew. That was a whole lot of talk. So that's an update on me and Michael and our house, and hopefully in a few weeks you guys can get a full house look. Yeah. And Max is outside. See if we can see. He's looking outside. You probably couldn't see him there. Well, have a nice evening. Bye.